A tapestry of violence woven through time. That's the world we step into, a world where shadows whisper of contract killers and destinies rewritten by bullets. The line between past and future blurs as these loopers, the architects of fate, navigate a treacherous game of life and death. The promise of riches dances before their eyes, a siren song for those willing to play this deadly game. For a looper, closing the loop isn't just a job, it's a ticket out of the darkness, a chance at redemption in a life lived on borrowed time, a flicker of brotherhood in this desolate landscape. These are men bound by a shared fate, their camaraderie forged in the fires of violence and desperation. A fleeting moment of joy before the storm gathers again. The celebration is a mere whisper, swallowed whole by the cold reality of their existence. Each loop closed, another life extinguished, another echo reverberating through the corridors of time. The cycle continues, relentless and unforgiving. The air grows thick with suspicion, a chilling whisper of impending doom. An unseen presence stalks them, weaving a net of fear around their fragile sanctuary. The past and future collide in this tense standoff. Panic seeps into their veins like venom, turning camaraderie to chaos. A desperate struggle for survival unfolds, a primal dance between friend and foe as trust crumbles under the weight of fear. The past reaches out from the shadows, clawing at the edges of memory. A haunting melody triggers a flood of emotions, blurring the lines between reality and delusion. The echoes of their shared history linger. The truth unravels like a serpent, its fangs dripping with venom. A new threat emerges from the shadows, the Rainmaker, who seeks to control the flow of time itself. The fate of Joe and his world hangs precariously in the balance. A stark warning echoes through the void, a chilling reminder of the consequences that come with defying fate. To disrupt the established order is to invite chaos into their world. A desperate plea for salvation, a yearning for connection in a world where trust is a luxury few can afford. Their bond is tested as survival becomes the ultimate test of loyalty. Survival dictates sacrifice. A harsh lesson in self-preservation, where friendship and loyalty are weighed against the overwhelming need to escape the inevitable. The air crackles with tension as Joe stares down the fugitive. This ain't no polite conversation. This is a standoff where survival hangs by a thread. The fugitive's desperation, the gleam in Joe's eye, this scene screams about the brutal reality of their world. Violence ain't just a tool, it's the goddamn language they speak. A barb, dripping with experience and veiled threat. This line sets the stage for a twisted mentorship, where Joe's younger self walks a tightrope between admiration and danger. He's about to learn the hard way that wisdom comes at a price. A spark of defiance. The young Joe rejects the sage advice, a rebel in the making. This ain't just youthful arrogance, it's a tremor that foreshadows his fall, a clash between tradition and the yearning for something different. A bombshell dropped into the middle of Joe's reality. The ground shifts beneath him as he grapples with this revelation, his existence a lie spun by shadowy forces. This ain't just about being a killer anymore, it's about unraveling a conspiracy that could rewrite history. Sarcasm cuts through the air like a razor. This ain't your average mob boss, he's jaded, cynical, and sees through the facade of power. A dark chuckle echoes as Joe realizes he's in way over his head. A glimpse into the past, a ghost of what could have been. Abe's words hint at a different path for Joe, one where redemption might still be possible. It's a flicker of hope in this desolate world. Father figure or puppeteer. Abe's paternalistic words mask a darker truth. He sees ownership over Joe, controlling his destiny like a puppet master. It's a relationship built on manipulation and control. The mask slips. Abe reveals his ruthless ambition, playing with Joe like a pawn in a deadly game. Loyalty is expendable, replaced by the cold hunger for power, a chilling reminder of the price one pays for survival. A chasm opens between duty and friendship. Joe faces an agonizing choice: obey his orders or betray everything he believes in. This is more than just a fight. It's a battle of conscience, a sobering warning about tampering with time. The consequences are dire, echoing throughout reality. This ain't just science fiction, it's a glimpse into the terrifying fragility of existence. A twisted invitation laced with danger. Abe's words hang in the air like a threat, temporary reprieve, or a prelude to something sinister. Joe's caught in a web of deceit, trapped by his own past. A glimmer of humanity amidst the darkness. This unexpected act of generosity throws a wrench into our perception of this hardened criminal. Even in this broken world, compassion can still bloom. The clock is ticking for Joe, a lone wolf caught in the relentless machinery of time. Each number etched on that target list is another life extinguished, a grim testament to his existence as a looper. This countdown reveals the brutal weight he carries, a finite number of assignments, before he can finally break free from this bloody cycle. Despair hangs heavy in Joe's voice as he grapples with the consequences of his actions. This ain't just a job, it's personal. Abe, a future version of himself consumed by darkness, hangs in the balance. A desperate plea for redemption echoes through this gut-wrenching confession. Joe is determined to rewrite his destiny before it's too late. The tension ratchets up as Joe unleashes a chilling vow, a promise shrouded in vengeance. This ain't just about stopping EB. It's a desperate struggle against his own reflection, a war against the monster he could become. He'll hunt down his future self, obliterate him before the cycle of violence consumes them both. Something dark and sinister has taken hold of Joe. His demeanor shifts like a predator in wait, his focus laser-sharp on pain relief and borrowed possessions. A chilling premonition hangs thick in the air, a brutal encounter with Kid Blue looms, leaving a trail of shattered innocence in its wake. Joe's facade of control crumbles as reality twists around him. This ain't just another job, it's a paradox tearing at the very fabric of his existence. His past self, present self, and future self collide in a maelstrom of confusion and dread. A desperate plea erupts from Joe, a warning against the madness spiraling around them. He understands the terrifying potential consequences of altering their timelines, but can his words pierce through the fog of blind rage consuming Kid Blue? Brutal truths are laid bare as Joe unleashes a torrent of condemnation upon his younger self. He sees through the facade, recognizing the darkness festering within. This isn't just about time travel, it's a brutal confrontation with inner demons. A desperate scramble for meaning unfolds as Joe grapples with the fundamental question of his own existence. Is he worthy of salvation? Can he escape the predetermined path laid before him? Joe offers a chilling glimpse into Kid Blue's future, a seductive illusion of escape through love, a fragile hope built on shifting sands. He warns against complacency, for the past has a way of catching up to those who try to outrun it. Time itself becomes a malleable entity, twisted and distorted by fate's cruel hand. Joe utters a cryptic warning, a chilling reminder that the past, present, and future are inextricably intertwined, an endless loop of consequences. A venomous declaration ripped from the lips of older Joe, a chilling testament to the bitterness and despair that have consumed him. This line throws down the gauntlet, establishing a volatile relationship fueled by resentment and the weight of past actions. A twisted bargain laid bare, forcing the younger Joe into a heart-wrenching dilemma. The older Joe, hardened by experience, argues that sacrificing Sarah is the only path to salvation, while the younger Joe clings to hope, setting the stage for a brutal clash between faith and fate. In a desperate bid to escape his preordained destiny, the younger Joe proposes a radical solution, severing his ties to Sarah by witnessing her image. This naive plea for control reveals the fragility of his youthful innocence in the face of an unyielding future. The older Joe's chilling explanation unveils the film's core concept: memory manipulation as a tool for survival. A brutal trade-off is proposed, where love itself becomes expendable in the face of annihilation. Driven by experience, the older Joe urges his younger self towards the desolate fields, a haven for anonymity and survival. This moment marks a decisive shift from contemplation to action as they brace themselves against an encroaching darkness. The farmer's blunt statement cuts through any pretense of comfort. This world is governed by harsh realities, where even basic necessities are withheld and desperation reigns supreme. A battle of wills unfolds between Joe and the farmer, their contrasting ideologies laid bare through the menacing presence of the Remington 8070. The older Joe wields his weapon like a symbol of control, while the younger Joe attempts to disarm him with words, a dance on the razor's edge. The younger Joe's revelation about time travel and its dark underbelly sends shockwaves through the narrative. The concept of justice warped by technology sets the stage for a brutal fight against an unyielding future. In a world where everything seems to be slipping away, The younger Joe clings desperately to this simple map, his only hope in navigating the treacherous labyrinth of time and fate. A sinister whisper cuts through the air as we learn the chilling motive: a man from the future, driven by an unseen purpose, is hellbent on eliminating Joe's son. The target, the elusive Rainmaker, a figure shrouded in mystery and destined to alter the very fabric of time. This revelation sets the stage for a brutal ballet of fate and consequence, where lives hang in the balance. The future man speaks, his words laced with an air of seductive danger. Time travel, a tantalizing prospect, whispers promises of escape, of rewriting past sins and shedding the weight of responsibility. But is it a path to salvation or a descent into oblivion? This fleeting glimpse into the realm of temporal manipulation leaves us teetering on the precipice of uncertainty. Joe dismisses the future man as a mere anomaly, a footnote in his own chaotic life. But those cryptic numbers, they speak a language only understood by those who delve into the darkest secrets of time. This exchange is a prelude to chaos, a slow burn that promises to ignite with explosive consequences. The stakes have never been higher. 3 innocent lives hang precariously in the balance, pawns in a deadly game orchestrated by forces beyond their comprehension. The clock is ticking, and every tick brings us closer to the moment when fate will be sealed. Trust is a fragile currency in this world of shadows and deceit. The future man's words drip with cold indifference, revealing a soul hardened by loss and driven by an insatiable hunger for retribution. Can Joe find the strength to stand against this relentless tide of darkness? A veil lifts, revealing a hidden truth buried deep within Sid's subconscious. A mother lost, a past shrouded in mystery. These are the threads that weave together the tapestry of his fragmented memories. The path to redemption is paved with forgotten secrets. A childhood trauma etched into the very core of Sid's being. The searing memory of loss, a constant reminder of his own impotence. This is a wound that runs deep, shaping him into the man he is today. The blood runs cold as a shocking revelation shatters the fragile illusion of normalcy. Joe's past, like a twisted labyrinth, reveals a truth too painful to bear. Their bond, forged in secret, now threatens to tear them apart. The weight of silence hangs heavy in the air. To heal the wounds of the past, to forge a new path forward, communication is the only weapon that stands between them. Annihilation. The time for reckoning has arrived. A cold silence hangs between Joe and Sarah. This is no casual request. Her plea for solitude cuts deeper than words, revealing a relationship teetering on the brink of collapse. Does she yearn to escape him? Or is there something darker at play? Sarah's facade crumbles like dry ice. Her insistence on alone time sparks a wildfire of suspicion. Joe sees through the charade, sensing a simmering resentment that threatens to boil over. A clash of wills erupts. Joe and Sarah engage in a brutal verbal sparring match, their words laced with venom. He claims dominion over their safety, raising the stakes and questioning Sarah's ability to protect them. The truth remains shrouded in a miasma of deception. Sid's denial is met with Joe's scorn, exposing a chasm of misunderstanding that threatens to swallow them whole. Trust erodes, leaving only bitter accusations and simmering rage. A rebellion ignites, fueled by a desperate yearning for autonomy. Sid lashes out against Joe's suffocating control, rejecting his authority in a defiant act of self-preservation. The bond between father and son fractures, leaving behind shards of broken trust. The air crackles with tension as Sid explodes in accusations, his words like daggers aimed at Joe's heart. This isn't just an argument, it's a volatile dance on the edge of annihilation. Can anyone survive this inferno? In the midst of this chaotic storm, Joe's voice cuts through the darkness, calling out to Sarah. He yearns for her solace, seeking refuge in the warmth of family amidst the raging flames of conflict. A confession ripped from the soul. Sarah lays bare the agonizing weight of her past decision. The ghost of her son, Joe, haunts her every step, a constant reminder of the chasm that separates them. This act of abandonment, this heart-wrenching betrayal, sets the stage for a brutal showdown, mother versus fate, love against the crushing grip of darkness. A voice from the shadows pierces the tense silence. A figure emerges, an enigma cloaked in mystery, demanding obedience. The words Joe hang heavy in the air, a chilling summons that ignites a powder keg of chaos. The fragile peace shattered, the wheels of destiny begin to turn. A directive delivered with cold, hard certainty. The air crackles with unspoken threats. Sarah's fate hangs precariously in the balance, every move scrutinized by an unseen hand. This is a game of survival, and the stakes are impossibly high. The weight of time presses down, a relentless force pulling at their very souls. Joe's loop, his predetermined fate, converges upon him, a grim reaper stalking its prey. Escape seems impossible, the shackles of destiny tightening with every passing second. A whisper of power play, a sinister game of manipulation unfolds. The lines blur between loyalty and betrayal's ambition seeps into their veins. It's a dance with death, where every move could spell salvation or damnation. A mother's primal instinct explodes, a fierce roar of protection for her child. Sarah becomes a shield against the encroaching darkness, willing to sacrifice everything to safeguard Sid. Their bond is unbreakable, forged in the crucible of fear and desperation. Joe stands at the epicenter of a storm brewing around him. He is both hunted and hunter, caught in a web of deceit woven by those who seek to exploit his destiny. The lines are drawn and the battle rages. Abe's voice, cold as steel, echoes through the night. He has triumphed, claiming Joe as his captive. But victory is a fleeting illusion. The darkness that consumes them all threatens to swallow their souls whole. A revelation strikes like lightning, shattering the facade of innocence. The past bleeds into the present, a bloody tapestry woven with threads of fate and retribution. Each action echoes through time, creating a vortex of chaos. Abe's desperation seeps from every pore, a symphony of fear and fury. He clings to power like a drowning man, believing that Joe represents the ultimate threat, an unyielding force capable of dismantling his entire world. The final curtain falls, revealing the haunting truth: destiny is a relentless wheel, spinning endlessly through time. Joe's actions, born from love and sacrifice, may finally break the cycle of violence, offering a glimmer of hope in a world consumed by darkness. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay awesome, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.